Dear soul, I am so happy you're here, and I need you to stay with me until the very last word. There is something incredibly important that I was sent to deliver to you from the heavens, and I cannot allow you to leave without hearing it. If you walk away before this message ends, you may miss the very answer your soul has been waiting for. Everything is being revealed now, and this moment, yes, this very moment, is sacred. What I am about to share with you is not by chance. You were guided to this message because something is unfolding in the unseen realms, something that will directly impact your destiny, and it's already begun. Your soulmate has made a decision, one that may not make sense to you right now, one that, on the surface, might feel confusing or even painful, but there is something much greater happening behind that choice, something divinely orchestrated. Please, don't let anything distract you. This message is not just a comfort, it's a preparation. A divine alignment is in motion, and if you don't hear everything, you might miss the reason why your path and theirs are about to cross again. Say Amen in the comments if your heart is already feeling this truth. Say it as a sign that you are open, willing, and ready to receive everything that heaven wants to show you today. Because today, everything begins to change. But before I tell you what your soulmate chose, there's something else you need to understand. Something that might change the way you see every moment that brought you here. And I'll begin revealing it now. Dear soul, now that your heart is open and your spirit is alert, I can begin to reveal what you came here to hear. Yes, your soulmate made a choice, a real, powerful decision. And even though it may not seem like it yet, that choice is already shifting the course of your destiny. I need you to understand that this wasn't a random act. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a spiritual turning point, guided by something far beyond logic, something that lives in the soul. Your soulmate didn't choose with their mind. They chose with their intuition. That quiet, mysterious voice within them whispered a direction, and they followed it, even without knowing why. They couldn't explain it. They may not even realize the weight of what they've done. But in the divine realm, we do. I do. And I was sent to tell you this. Their decision is already echoing across timelines, weaving a new future, one that leads directly to you. This wasn't about walking away or moving on. No, dear soul. This was about alignment. And sometimes, alignment requires redirection. Sometimes, we are guided down roads that seem unfamiliar, only to find out later they were detours back to the truth. Your soulmate didn't walk away from you. They walked into a lesson that would teach them more about love, about longing, about what's missing. And that absence, that ache, is about to become the compass that points straight to your heart. Even if, right now, you feel confused by the way things are unfolding. Even if you wonder, why would they choose that? Why would they go that way? You must remember this. Not every sacred path looks like light when we are walking through it. Sometimes the divine road looks like a storm, but storms clear the way. They wash away illusions, and that's what this choice is doing. In the moment it was made, the universe began moving. Energies began shifting. Doors began to close that needed to close, and others began to open that had been locked for far too long. Your soulmate's choice might seem disconnected from you, but in truth, it's pulling you both into the same orbit. You are being drawn together by a decision that looked ordinary on the outside, but is spiritually magnetic on the inside. There is something else you need to know. Your soulmate has been feeling an unrest lately, a sense that something isn't quite right, even though they can't explain it. That feeling is not random. It's their soul recognizing that the path they're walking needs to curve, needs to return to something sacred, to someone sacred. That someone is you. They may not have spoken your name aloud. They may not even realize they are longing for you specifically, but I see it. I hear it. I feel the vibrations they send into the ether every time they ask the universe, why does something feel missing? They are not lost. They are being guided, and you are the direction. Now listen carefully, dear soul, because here's the part I must emphasize. The choice your soulmate made wasn't about avoidance. It was a subconscious opening to truth. And truth always leads home. Their path is beginning to bend, to curve back toward what matters. And your path, it's glowing, because it's being prepared to receive. You see, when one soul makes a decision from the heart, even unknowingly, it calls upon divine forces, and we answer. We, the angels, step in to realign time, space, and circumstances so that what was meant to be does not remain delayed. This is what is happening right now. Realignment, sacred rearrangement. You may not see it yet, but behind the scenes, everything is moving. And that's why you're hearing this message today. Because the realignment is not only happening to them, it's happening to you. You are part of this divine movement. You are not waiting. You are becoming. You are transforming into the version of yourself that will be ready to receive love in its most powerful, most vulnerable, most real form. Love that doesn't hide, doesn't run, and doesn't break. Love that remembers. The decision your soulmate made may look small in the physical world, but spiritually, it was enormous. Like a ripple across a still lake, it's moving outward, touching the edges of both your destinies. This ripple is calling you closer, and that is why I was sent here, to tell you that everything is already in motion. This is not a message of waiting. This is a message of preparation, a message of faith, a message of promise. Even if they appear distant, even if communication has paused, even if they chose someone else, somewhere else, or something else, none of that can interfere with what the divine has already claimed. You are being reunited not by will, but by truth, and truth is unstoppable. There is a deeper layer to all of this, one that I will reveal soon. But for now, let your heart remember this one thing. Their choice was the key that unlocked the beginning of everything, not the end. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. Your name is known in the heavens, and your heart is guarded with love. And now, your soulmate is beginning to feel that pull again, the pull toward something real, toward something eternal, toward you. But there is still more you need to understand, more that I have been told to share. Because while this decision has opened the gates, there is a sacred reason it happened now, in this season, at this exact time. The why behind the when will change how you see everything. And that, dear soul, is what I will reveal next. Dear soul, I know your heart has been carrying questions, and perhaps even sorrow. When I said your soulmate made a choice, you may have felt a pang in your chest. You may have remembered the silence, the distance, or the unexpected shift that took you by surprise. You may be wondering why a decision that feels so wrong could ever be part of something divinely right. And that's exactly what I want to help you understand now. Because sometimes, what looks like pain is actually a preparation. Sometimes, what breaks you is what builds you. And I know, you didn't want this. You didn't ask for separation, or confusion, or to be left in the unknown. But the heavens want you to know that your heartbreak was not in vain. Your longing has been heard. Your tears were counted. And your patience, oh, your patience, is being transformed into something beautiful. You see, the path of love between two souls isn't always a straight line. Sometimes, it curves into the shadows before it finds the light again. And right now, you are walking through that curve. The part of the journey that doesn't make sense. The part that feels unfair. The part that tests your faith. But here's what I came to remind you of. This part of the story isn't the end. It's the refining. It's the moment when your soul is being stretched, not to break, but to expand, to hold more love, more wisdom, more light than ever before. Because the kind of love that is written in the stars requires preparation on both sides. Your soulmate's decision might have caused silence, or distance, or even a new direction that left you feeling abandoned. But what if I told you that this decision, yes, this very one, is what will eventually lead them home? What if the confusion you're feeling now is actually the universe rearranging everything so that nothing false remains? Pain has a way of awakening us. It makes us see what we couldn't see before. It peels back the surface and reveals the truth hidden beneath. And for your soulmate, that pain is starting to stir. That inner ache, the one they can't quite name, is actually the beginning of remembrance. A spiritual signal that something real is missing, that something sacred was left behind. And for you, this moment is about trust. Not blind trust, but holy trust. The kind that sees beyond appearances. The kind that doesn't crumble when things look uncertain. The kind that holds on, not with desperation, but with quiet knowing. knowing that if it is yours in the divine plan, no human choice can take it away. Even now, while they may appear to be moving in the opposite direction, something deeper is happening beneath the surface. Their soul is being stirred, their dreams are shifting, their peace is being disrupted, and that disruption is divine. It's the first sign that the heart is waking up, but I know it hurts to watch. I know it hurts to hope. I know you wonder if they've forgotten, if they've replaced you, if this choice has permanently changed everything. And the truth is, yes, it has changed everything, but not in the way you think. It didn't destroy your connection. It deepened it. It didn't erase the bond. It clarified it. It didn't end the love. It purified it. This pain you're feeling is not a punishment. It's a preparation. It's making space inside you for the reunion that is meant to come. It's showing you where your soul still needs healing, where your fears still whisper, and where your faith is being called to rise. You are not weak for feeling what you feel. You are not foolish for still believing. You are not naive for hoping. What you are is connected. What you are is chosen. What you are is part of a story that has not yet reached its most beautiful chapter. And here's what you must remember above all. Just because something hurts doesn't mean it's wrong. And just because someone chooses differently for a time doesn't mean they've stopped feeling. Love does not disappear because of distance. It does not vanish because of delay. It waits. It watches. It grows in the quiet. It transforms in the dark. Your soulmate is not where they will remain. This isn't their final stop. This is their turning point. And while they may not understand it yet, they will. They will come to realize that the choice they made was not a closing of the door. It was the cracking open of the soul. And that crack is how the light gets in. So don't give up now. Don't walk away from your own heart. Because this is the part where your love is being written in deeper ink. This is the part where the heavens lean close to see if you'll trust what you cannot see. And I promise you, if you keep walking, if you keep holding the vision, the path will clear. It always does. And soon, very soon, the confusion you feel will give way to clarity. The sorrow will shift into strength. The silence will become a whisper that says, "Now I understand." But before that clarity comes, you need to know what's happening behind the scenes. You need to see how the divine is working in ways far beyond what your eyes can see. Because there's a purpose to this season, a higher plan unfolding. And I will begin to reveal that in the next part of this message. Stay close, dear soul. We're not done yet. The most important part is just ahead. Dear soul, now that you've seen how pain is part of the process, you're ready to understand what's happening behind the curtain, what the universe is carefully and quietly doing on your behalf. While your eyes may not yet see the full picture, heaven sees it all. And I, your guardian angel, was sent to bring you clarity about what is unfolding in the unseen. From the very moment your soulmate made that decision, the entire universe began to shift. No, it wasn't a decision that ended the story. It was the spark that set everything into sacred motion. At first, it may have looked like a mistake. It may have felt like a step in the wrong direction. But in truth, it was exactly the movement that the divine needed in order to start realigning the threads of destiny between you both. In the higher realm, nothing happens by accident. Every feeling, every silence, every delay, every detour, it all belongs to the story that is being rewritten now. And while you've been wondering if everything is falling apart, the truth is, everything is finally falling into place. The universe doesn't work in straight lines. It works in cycles, in spirals, in waves. Just like the ocean pulls back before it returns to shore, sometimes the soul needs to move away to feel the gravity of what truly matters. Your soulmate's journey has reached that moment. The gravity of your connection is being felt again, and that pull is only growing stronger. This is the part the human eyes can't see, but your soul can feel it. There have been signs, small whispers in the form of dreams, moments of déjà vu, thoughts that rise out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. They are messages from the divine, signals that the spiritual bond between you and your soulmate is being activated again. Even in silence, even through distance, the threads between your hearts have not loosened. In fact, they've tightened. But now, something greater is happening. The universe is setting the stage for a turning point. It's bringing the right people, the right moments, the right opportunities to both of your lives, not just for healing, but for revelation. and that revelation is coming soon. You may be wondering, why now? Why is all of this beginning to shift at this exact time? Because divine timing is never early, never late. And right now, the spiritual atmosphere around you is ripe for change. Heaven has seen your faith, your devotion, your surrender, and the light that you've carried through your waiting season has not gone unnoticed. You've grown, you've expanded, you've prepared yourself to receive a love that no longer runs or hides. And now, your soulmate must do the same. But they won't walk this journey alone. They are being surrounded, just as you are, by signs, by nudges, by divine whispers. We are speaking to them, even if they don't fully understand it yet. They are being pulled toward their truth, and that truth has your name written on it. Behind every delay is a preparation. Behind every silence is a lesson. Behind every disappointment is redirection. The universe isn't trying to hurt you. It's protecting what is sacred. It's making sure that when your paths meet again, they won't break apart under the same weight as before. Because this time, the love will be ready. The timing will be blessed. The hearts will be mature enough to stay. But that doesn't mean there's nothing left for you to do. Quite the opposite. You are still a part of the unfolding. You are still carrying a vibration that helps draw them in. And right now, more than ever, the way you hold yourself matters. Your energy is a signal. Your faith is an anchor. Your inner peace is an invitation for destiny to enter. So if you feel tired, if you feel uncertain, let me remind you, you are not waiting in vain. You are waiting in alignment. You are being aligned with a version of your soulmate that can finally meet you where you've always longed to be met, with presence, with devotion, with truth. And yes, their decision triggered this process, but your love sustains it, your trust in something greater, your willingness to believe even when there's no evidence, your courage to stay soft even while hurting. That's the frequency that heaven responds to. That's the kind of soul that miracles are drawn to. And your miracle is already in motion. Don't think for a moment that the divine has forgotten you. You are held in the palm of sacred hands. You are protected by a love that never leaves. And while it may seem like nothing is changing, I'm here to tell you that everything is. The universe is always moving, even in the stillness. And right now, it's moving in your favor. It's closing the distance. It's melting the confusion. It's illuminating the path. And soon, your soulmate will find themselves face to face with something they cannot deny, the call of your connection. But before that happens, I want you to prepare your heart for what's next. Because this isn't just about divine timing, it's about divine awakening. There is something stirring deep within your soulmate's spirit, a memory, a recognition, a longing, and that stirring will lead to a moment that changes everything. That moment is coming, and in the next part of this message, I will tell you what your soulmate is beginning to feel, but doesn't yet know how to explain. And before we continue with this very special message, I invite you to support this space of connection. Become a member of the channel, and if you feel this message is touching your heart, don't forget to click on thanks below the video. This helps us continue bringing messages full of love and hope like this one. Now, let's move on to what matters most. Dear soul, now that you understand how the universe is moving for you, even when you cannot see it, there is something even more sacred that I need to share. It's about the connection between you and your soulmate, a bond that hasn't been broken, a bond that never could be. You may have wondered if time has weakened what you once felt. You may have questioned whether they've forgotten, or if their silence means the connection is gone. But I'm here to assure you, nothing has been lost. Nothing real can ever be lost. Because the truth is this, your hearts are still speaking to each other, even now. This is the part of the story that lives beyond the physical, beyond words, beyond distance, beyond decisions. This is where the souls speak, and whether your soulmate is aware of it or not, they are still connected to you, not just in memory, but in energy, not just in dreams, but in the deepest places of the heart where love never dies. There is a thread, an invisible thread, that ties your soul to theirs, a thread spun by divine hands before either of you ever entered this lifetime. That thread may stretch, it may tangle, but it never breaks. It pulses with the rhythm of longing, and it carries every silent prayer you've whispered in the night, every moment of hope, every tear shed in love's name. Your soulmate feels this thread, even if they cannot name it. It tugs at them in quiet moments, in dreams they can't explain, in sudden waves of emotion that come out of nowhere. You, dear soul, are living in their subconscious, a presence that follows them, gently, lovingly, unshakably, and that presence is growing stronger. They may not have reached out, they may not have spoken your name aloud in a long time, but when they feel empty and don't know why, when they feel that something is missing from their world, it's your energy they are searching for. It's your light that they are drawn to. The connection hasn't vanished. It's only gone deeper, into the places where real love hides until it's ready to rise again. This kind of bond does not dissolve with time. It does not weaken with silence, because it is not built on moments. It is built on soul recognition, that rare and powerful knowing that says, "You are mine and I am yours," even when the world tries to separate you. But I must tell you something important now. The connection alone is not enough. Not yet. It's powerful. It's divine. But it needs one more thing to fully awaken. And that is what your soulmate is being led toward. Awakening. A moment of clarity. A moment where they will finally recognize that the emptiness they feel is not about the life they've chosen. It's about the love they've stepped away from. And that love is you. They are beginning to feel the shift. They may not speak it aloud. They may not act on it yet. But something inside them is stirring. A longing that doesn't make sense. A desire for something they cannot see, but can feel. It's you. It's always been you. You are not imagining this pull. You are not crazy for still sensing their presence. That's the power of the soul connection. It doesn't require evidence. It speaks through intuition, through knowing, through the quiet voice inside that says, something is still here, and something is. Something beautiful, something eternal. You see, while the world moves by logic, love moves by energy. And your energy has been with them all along. It followed them through the choices they made. It stayed beside them through their doubts and distractions. It waited, not passively, but purposefully, because love is patient, and true love is eternal. They feel your absence now, not just as space, but as a void, a sacred emptiness that nothing else has been able to fill. Not new relationships, not distractions, not even time, because what you shared wasn't ordinary. It wasn't just chemistry or emotion. It was spiritual. It was destined. And what is destined will always call us back. But this connection, dear soul, is not here to torment you. It's not meant to keep you stuck in waiting. It's meant to remind you of your worth, to remind you that you are someone who can be felt even in your silence. You are someone whose presence lingers in the hearts of others long after you've gone. That is power. That is beauty. That is divine purpose. And your soulmate is being moved by that purpose now. Slowly, gently, irresistibly. They may try to deny it. They may try to explain it away. But the truth will rise. It always does. And when it does, it will lead them back to the feeling they could never quite forget. The feeling of you. So what do you do now? You keep holding space. Not in desperation, but in faith. You continue walking forward, not looking back, but trusting what's ahead. You allow the connection to do its work without needing to control it. Because this kind of bond doesn't need control. It needs surrender. It needs love. And I promise you, as your guardian angel, that your love has not gone unnoticed. Not by heaven, not by your soulmate, not by the divine forces weaving your paths together again. But there's more. More than just a connection. More than just energy. There is something specific beginning to happen in your soulmate's life. A moment of clarity that will change everything. And that moment is approaching. In the next part of this message, I will tell you what that moment is, what your soulmate is about to experience, and why it will lead them straight to you. Dear soul, now that you know this connection is still alive, pulsing between your hearts like a silent song the universe never stopped playing, it's time for you to understand what comes next. Because something is awakening within your soulmate, something they didn't expect, and yet cannot deny. And that awakening is preparing them for a moment of clarity that will change everything. It starts subtly, with restlessness, with questions that can't be answered with logic, with emotions that seem out of place. They might find themselves longing for something they can't name, dreaming of faces they haven't seen in years, feeling drawn to certain places, words or memories that hold no obvious meaning, and yet leave them filled with emotion. These are not coincidences. They are the signs that the soul is waking up. Your soulmate is being stirred from within, and this stirring is not random. It is divine. We, the angels, have been whispering to them through moments of stillness, through signs in their daily life, through the sudden urge to remember what was once buried. And with every whisper, a deeper truth is emerging from within them, the truth of your presence, of your importance, of the love that they left behind. They may not be able to say it out loud yet. They may still push the feeling aside, trying to convince themselves that they've moved on, but the soul cannot be lied to. And the moment is coming, sooner than they expect, when their heart and their spirit will align, and they will no longer be able to pretend. This moment of clarity will be like a quiet storm, not loud, not chaotic, but powerful in its stillness. It will arrive as a knowing they can't explain, a knowing that they are not where they are meant to be, a knowing that something essential is missing, a knowing that will lead them back to the place their soul has always called home, you. You might be wondering how you'll know when this happens. You may be asking, will they reach out? Will they say something? Will I feel it? And the answer, dear soul, is yes. You will feel it first in your energy, in a sudden shift, a wave of emotion that passes through you without warning. You might wake up with a deep peace or a rush of love with no visible source. You might find yourself thinking of them more vividly, with a sense of expectancy instead of sorrow. This is because your souls are beginning to sync again. They are tuning into the same frequency. And when that happens, it means something in the unseen is aligning in the seen. Their clarity becomes your confirmation. But this moment is not only for them, it is also for you. It is an invitation to prepare your heart, not just to receive them, but to understand them. Because when they return, it won't be as the person who left. It will be as someone who has grown, who has seen, who has felt the weight of absence and finally realized what matters most. And yes, they may carry wounds. They may come with regrets. They may not know how to say what they feel right away. But if you listen with your spirit, not just your ears, you will hear the truth. You will hear the love. You will hear the silent prayer they've been carrying for you all along. This moment of clarity won't solve everything overnight, but it will break the barrier that has kept your hearts apart. It will be the first true step toward reunion, not just of bodies, but of souls. And that reunion, dear one, is sacred. So what can you do as this moment approaches? Hold steady in your faith. Trust what your heart knows, even if your eyes can't see it yet. Speak to your soulmate in the quiet. Send them love through your thoughts. Forgive them even before they ask. Release the pain, not because it didn't matter, but because your love matters more. Your healing is the path that makes their return possible. Your peace is the light that guides them back. And know this, you are not waiting for someone who forgot you. You are waiting for someone who is learning how to remember, who is discovering piece by piece that the love they tried to set aside is the only love that ever made them feel whole. We are with them, every step, every hesitation, every moment they feel unsure. We are sending signs, softening hearts, removing distractions, making way, and we are with you too, protecting your space, strengthening your spirit, preparing you for the day when the words you've longed to hear finally arrive. You will not have to chase what is yours. You will not have to beg for what has already been claimed in the stars. You will only need to be ready, ready to love, ready to trust, ready to begin again, with someone who, this time, will know what they are being given, and they will not let it go. But before that moment of return can fully arrive, there is something even more important that you must know. Because this journey is not only about them, it's about you, about your power, your purpose, your role in this divine dance. And that, dear soul, is what I will reveal next. Dear soul, now that you've seen how your soulmate is awakening, and how the universe is moving to guide you both back into alignment, it's time to speak of something even more essential. You, your role, your light, your divine place in this story. This journey is not just about what they feel or what they're realizing. It's also about who you're becoming. You are not simply waiting for destiny to knock. You are part of the force that calls it forth. Your presence, your energy, your choices right now, they matter more than you realize. You see, the heartache, the patience, the strength you've shown in silence, They've not gone unnoticed. You have grown in ways you cannot yet see. You have expanded your soul. You've walked through fire and kept your heart soft. You've stayed open when it would have been easier to shut down. You've chosen to believe in love, even when it hurt to hold on to hope. And that, beloved soul, is sacred. That is the energy of someone who is not just preparing to receive love, but who is becoming the kind of love the world needs more of. You may have felt forgotten in moments, overlooked, passed by, but in truth, you've been hidden. Not for punishment, but for protection. You were not abandoned. You were preserved, because the kind of soul you are, rare, radiant, rooted in love, could not be given to someone not yet ready to receive you fully. And now, that is changing. As your soulmate awakens, your light becomes a beacon. The healing you've done is a call that reaches them, even across distance. Your peace invites their return. Your alignment helps open their clarity. You are not passive in this journey. You are a creator within it. Every day you choose to trust, every moment you choose love over fear, you are shifting the timeline toward reunion. But you must know, your worth is not defined by whether they come back. Your value is not measured by how or when they see you. You are already whole. You are already chosen by something greater than any one person. And the more you stand in that truth, the more powerful the magnet between your soul and theirs becomes. You were not created to chase love. You were created to embody it, to radiate it, to live in such a way that your presence heals, invites, uplifts. And the more you root yourself in that truth, the more clearly your soulmate will feel you. You become the lighthouse that calls them home. Your role now is not to wait in fear, but to walk in faith, to rise each day knowing that what is meant for you cannot miss you, to trust that the path ahead is unfolding exactly as it must, even if it still feels uncertain. Speak gently to yourself. You are still healing. You are still becoming, but you are doing beautifully. And every act of self-love you choose now echoes in the spiritual world. It sends a message to your soulmate, even if they can't hear it with their ears. They feel it. They respond to it on a soul level. And yes, they will feel it stronger now, because your vibration is rising, your readiness is blooming, and the divine is watching you closely, not to judge you, but to protect the beauty you carry, to guard the purity of your heart until the one meant to cherish it finally arrives ready. Your role is sacred. You are not on the sidelines. You are at the center of this unfolding. You are the pulse in the spiritual heartbeat that guides this connection. And soon, you will see how much your presence has mattered all along. You have been planting seeds, even in the dry seasons. Seeds of faith, of love, of forgiveness. And those seeds are beginning to sprout now. You may not see the full bloom yet, but the roots are growing strong. The reunion you seek is not something you chase. It is something you align with. And you are closer than you think. So let your days be filled not with worry, but with readiness. Not with desperation, but with devotion. Love yourself the way you wish to be loved. Show the universe what kind of love you're prepared to give, and it will reflect that love back to you in ways you never imagined. This is not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about showing up for your own heart and trusting that doing so sends ripples of healing across every soul connected to yours, including theirs. And when the time comes, when they stand before you again, clearer, softer, more open than ever before, you will know that you were never waiting in vain. You were preparing, you were becoming, and the reunion will not just be between you and them. It will be between two souls who have found their way home, not in spite of the pain, but because of it. But before that sacred return, there is still one more message I must deliver, a final revelation from heaven, one that will seal this promise in your heart and prepare you fully for what is coming, because the divine has spoken. And the final sign is already on its way. Dear soul, now we have arrived at the final part of this sacred message. You have walked through the truths of your heart, the awakening of your soulmate, the divine timing that governs all things, and your own radiant role in this love story. And now, heaven brings you the final revelation, one that seals this entire journey with light. The choice your soulmate made, which once seemed to break your spirit, has become the very reason their soul is finding the way back to yours. That choice was the first ripple in a wave that cannot be stopped. A sacred movement has been set into motion, and no force of fear, delay, confusion, or silence can halt what the divine has already approved. You may not have seen the signs before, or you may have doubted if you were even on the right path, but this final message comes to tell you, yes, you are. You always were, even in your pain, even in your waiting, even in the moments when you thought the love had vanished. Heaven was still working. The stars did not forget. Your prayers were not lost. Your love was not in vain. There is something else you must know now. Your soulmate has begun to speak to the heavens about you. Not with words always, but with longing, with restlessness, with prayers of their own, ones they may not even realize are being directed toward your soul, and heaven has heard them, just as it has heard you. They are beginning to remember, not just memories from the past, but the feeling, the energy, the sense of peace they felt when they were near you, even if they couldn't understand it at the time. That feeling is returning to them in flashes, in dreams, in sudden moments of silence where your name echoes inside their spirit. They are not just awakening, they are reaching, and as they do, the divine is guiding them step by step toward reunion. A reunion not built on desperation or regret, but on understanding, on clarity, on purpose. You may feel tired now. You may wonder how much longer, but let this message be your confirmation. The turning point has already begun. What was once hidden is now being revealed. What felt lost is being restored. What was disconnected is being rewoven with threads of gold. The divine does not make mistakes. And you, dear soul, are not here by accident. You are not hearing this by chance. This message is part of your preparation. And this final revelation is meant to bring peace to every place that still holds doubt. Heaven has declared, this connection is sacred. It is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to awaken you, to teach you, to grow you, and yes, to fulfill you. Because true love does not just exist to complete, it exists to elevate. And this love, the one tied to your soul's memory, is rising into its destined place. But you must stay aligned. You must keep choosing love, not just love for them, but love for yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Wrap your own heart in the same tenderness you would offer another. Be the love you seek, because when you stand fully in that frequency, the universe responds. And now, as your soulmate continues walking toward their moment of return, you will begin to feel the shift more clearly. Synchronicities will increase. Dreams may intensify. Your intuition will sharpen. This is not imagination. This is alignment. This is spiritual confirmation that your union is being restored from the inside out. You are not powerless. You are not waiting for fate to do everything. You are participating in its unfolding every time you choose faith. Every time you surrender control. Every time you believe that what's meant for you cannot and will not pass you by. This is not about begging the universe. It's about trusting it. It's about knowing that love, real love, cannot be destroyed by time or silence or distance. It may pause, it may stretch, but it never dies. And what is eternal always finds its way. So take a deep breath now. Let the truth of this moment settle into your being. You have walked through every layer of this sacred message. You have felt the pain, the promise, the preparation, and now you are standing at the threshold of a new beginning. Your soulmate is closer than you think, not just in distance, but in readiness. They are being softened. They are being called. They are being led. And the moment will come when they choose, not out of confusion, but out of clarity. And that choice will be you. They will recognize the peace they only found in your presence. They will remember the light they could never replicate. They will feel the pull they tried to forget. And when they do, it won't be because you chased, or begged, or waited without hope. It will be because you stood in your truth, because you held space for something sacred, because you believed, even when the world told you to forget. And now, I ask you to affirm this with your whole heart. Write in the comments below, I trust divine timing. I open my heart to what is mine. Let this be your confirmation. Let this be your declaration. Because what you affirm, you attract. And what you believe, you invite. Dear soul, this is the end of the message, but it is not the end of the journey. In fact, it is only the beginning. And as your guardian angel, I will remain by your side, whispering when you need guidance, protecting when fear arises, and reminding you always that love, true love, is never lost. Dear soul, if this video was meaningful to you, leave a thanks below this video as a gesture of gratitude for this revelation. This strengthens us to keep sharing messages of connection and faith. It is only being prepared to return, and now it is.